Year after year, FaithCare has been consistent. From Africa to North America to the Caribbean, FaithCare has stayed the course. FaithCare is a group of medically trained people who volunteer with a desire to serve and to come together to make a difference in the world.
FaithCare was established, I believe, in 1994. Some people say 97, but Dr. Peter Schnatz actually took a duffel bag and headed out the door in 1994, and out of that grew this wonderful organization that goes to countries like Nigeria, Haiti, Siberia, the Dominican Republic, and we hope to add other locations in the future. This integration of faith and healthcare is a phenomenal thing. We know that people who bring the element of faith into the healing process have better outcomes than people that don't. Statistically, we know this. We know this, of course, spiritually, because God teaches us that when we do apply our faith to the issues in our lives, we're lifted out and beyond our circumstances.
The beauty about FaithCare is it's not only serving others, but it's encouraging those who are doing the serving. The mission of FaithCare is to bring health, hope, and healing to and through the healthcare community, providing transforming love locally and internationally. So it's not only the ministry to, but it's the ministry through the healthcare community and those that get involved.
FaithCare does something unique. It brings medical care to people who, in most cases, would not have access to it otherwise. It brings healing and hope and health to people who are hurting and broken and dying. It brings a combination of not only medical care, but a faith perspective. So there are many people that we deal with in a FaithCare mission whose physical problems are only part of what they're dealing with.
Since 1997, FaithCare has helped and treated hundreds of thousands of patients and performed thousands of surgeries. One surgery at a time, the numbers are adding up. The FaithCare patient journey starts in the wee hours of the morning before sunrise.
I'll tell you, that first day when you kind of set up the compound on Sunday night and you come in Monday morning back with the bus and your heart kind of does a little pitter-patter because literally you come around the corner and there are some 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people there and you go, oh my goodness, how do we make sense of this madness?
You know, we go over to the clinic, in front of the clinic, around 6 in the morning. We go over there and there are like hundreds of people who all want to be seen by the doctor and they're all lined up. I think we could hear them at 4 in the morning. We could hear their conversation. It was a block away and they're all talking and they're all talking so loud we can hear them a block away. And we go over and we look at this crowd and they're all mixed up and they're all in your face. They're, doctor, I have a problem.
So basically, you just get out in the middle, all the doctors unload, there's press, and there's a lot of activity around, and you just start with the people who are helping you do crowd control, and we just start making lines. We make a line for the children, a line for mothers with children, a line for dental, a line for glasses, a line for old women, a line for old men. We just try to sort it through. And then we actually try to look at people to see those things we can actually help. So we will take the flashlight down the line and pull out cataracts if there's somebody there who can repair cataracts. If it is a reading glasses issue and those people in the line actually just need drops because their eyes are red, we can do those things. So it's triage, craziness, triage, craziness.
Many men, women, and children walk hundreds of miles hoping to get to the project site before the FaithCare medical team arrives to distribute the patient cards. Without the card, chances of seeing the FaithCare doctors are slim to none.
I did pharmacy before I went to medical school, so I tend to work both jobs. We want to make sure we are providing safe health care, not just randomly out there indiscriminately giving stuff. So a lady came actually with her son and she was actually at the window to pick up her meds. But the meds, I didn't quite know what they were treating, so I asked her to step around to the pharmacy so I could check her prescription with the diagnosis that the physician had given. Her son was seated at her feet. He looked about 8, 9, 10 years old, and she didn't really come for him. He had been blind since birth, but she had come for her to get rid of this infection. But I looked at him, and he seated at the floor. You can tell he was very used to wherever mommy was. Mommy sat in the chair, he dropped to her feet. That was clearly how he had been trained. So I just was trying to talk with her and then discover whether the prescription was right. And I looked down at the boy and I said, "Hey, baby." And she was, and between the interpreter, I discovered he had been blind since birth. But I took the light and looked in his eyes, and lo and behold, this kid had congenital cataracts. I immediately took his hand to the cataract doctor, and 2 days later, that boy who had been blind since birth had his sight restored. So people say for us that miracles don't happen in this day and age. I have seen them. I've seen a kid who was blind since birth all of a sudden trying to figure out how does he adjust to all the things that he can now see, and watching him break into a smile at his mother's voice when those bandages are taken off. So that impacted me just in a way, wow, this is real. It's not a game. It's not for fun. It's not to put hatch marks on your bucket list of, oh, I went on a mission trip before I died and I got to see stuff. This is life, and it is people, and it's fantastic.
What FaithCare does is what no one else can do, and this is one of the things I love about our organization. I've been to mission committee meetings, I've listened to people who have been in the field come back and give reports and show films of what they've done, and I always walk away saying, God almighty, nobody does what we do. Who goes into a place like Nigeria and sees 6,000 people in 16 days and performs between 300 and 450 surgeries? There is not another organization that I know of that does what we do. And we get to places other missionary groups don't go. We go beyond.
One of many people that FaithCare has helped is the story of Farouk Adam, a bright-eyed, beautiful boy who was abandoned by his mother at age of 13. While on a project in Nigeria, FaithCare met Farouk and learned that he was living on the streets. FaithCare was able to treat his wounded leg and financially support him. Years later, Farouk Adam is doing well and is growing in his Christian faith. Farouk credits FaithCare for turning his life around and giving him hope for the future.
FaithCare is sent by God, and it's an organization that God has assigned to help the people and to help the needy, the less privileged, who cannot be able to have taken care of themselves in time of health. I believe that is where God has directed these people to be, to really, save his soul. Because I am beneficiary as a soul saver.
Sadly, Farouk's story is not unique, and FaithCare seeks to care for those the world has forgotten.
Over the years, FaithCare has served hundreds of thousands of people. You saw the story of Farouk, and there are hundreds of thousands of Farouks out there. Every single life has its own story and its own message, and FaithCare is making a difference in those lives. It's an incredible privilege and a blessing to be a part of that.
Every FaithCare project comes with its own set of challenges, but these challenges have helped FaithCare to develop a different method of doing medical projects that makes FaithCare unique for most medical outreaches. A patient once described FaithCare as ordinary people with extraordinary compassion, facing extraordinary challenges but achieving extraordinary results.
And the reason FaithCare works and the missionaries work is that they bring something much deeper than mere material advances. Sometimes it's almost inarticulate, but its results are undeniable. And you need to go and see to recognize that, often with very little to show for it in many ways. But the world changes because of them.
While the FaithCare global mission has grown, FaithCare dedication to the local community has never wavered.
And at a local chapter meeting, one of the doctors prayed and thanked the Lord for FaithCare and said, if it weren't for this ministry, I wouldn't have made it through my residency. FaithCare is making a difference in lives locally, in the healthcare, around the healthcare, in the communities, but also internationally. It's really a modern-day version of the Great Commission, reaching out not only to those in our local community, Jerusalem, but to Judea, Samaria, and the outermost parts of the world. And that's what FaithCare is doing.
We do not only focus on spirituality, which is faith. Neither do we only focus on care, which is physical. We combine both. We recognize that well-being, as defined by the World Health Organization, it's not only physical. The World Health Organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being. And they insist or declare it is not merely the absence of diseases nor infirmities. So as a result, we're actually carrying out, in a sense, a comprehensive approach in meeting the needs of people. In other words, we attempt to help them spiritually. We also attempt to help them physically.
Being involved with FaithCare gives an opportunity that is rare. It may exist in other organizations that are seeking to integrate faith and health, but it's a rare opportunity that you'll find so many people from so many backgrounds working together, serving out of their hearts, and really bringing God's love as well as medicine and surgeries and things that people need, social resources, mental health care to people.
There's never a good time. You can't wait to say, oh, once I get married and have children, then I'll go. Or once I've saved up $1,000 in each checking account I have, then I'll go. What you have to do is just decide, I want to do the work of God, and then just do it.
Make a commitment to support FaithCare.
One of our biggest challenges is that there aren't very many grants available for faith-based organizations, and we are a faith-based organization, so we have limited access to those sorts of opportunities. And so fundraising efforts are always underway at FaithCare, but we're limited, of course, by our budget for fundraising. So we're praying that God opens the eyes and ears and hearts of the people who see what we do and know what we're doing in the world, actually, not just in the United States, and they're moved to contribute and help us.
FaithCare has been born from a vision that was given to Peter a long time ago. And there have been multiple times when he has felt that it was just too much. And God has clearly, repeatedly shown this vision stronger each time Peter feels discouraged or finances aren't there or whatever the problem is. God has clearly shown us the path that he wants us to take. And the further we go on that path, the more things open up to this vision that God gave to Peter years ago. So I would just pray that vision is continued, and that I know as long as we're where God wants us to be, that he will continue to bless that.
FaithCare has been growing steadily, year by year. We've been around for years now, and every single year it just amazes me the progress that we see. 5 years from now, I envision more chapters, more physicians and lay people, people that have a passion for serving the Lord, gaining in their faith and in their ability to make a difference in people's lives.
Your tax-deductible gift to FaithCare will impact the lives of so many people. For more information about FaithCare, visit the FaithCare website at www.faithcare.net.